All right, so U.S. and Ukraine reportedly working on a mineral revenue deal. Like 2 weeks ago, I want to say Trump said it only made sense for us to benefit from their natural resources because of the fact that we have given them so much capital. So let's see what they talking about and what they worked out, if anything.
Back now with this, sources tell ABC News Ukraine and the U.S. are working on a new potential deal that would give the U.S. revenue from Ukraine's minerals.
Tension has been building between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky after Ukraine rejected the U.S.'s initial offer. And a Ukrainian official says that first offer gave no promises of security by the U.S. And ABC's Perry Russom is in Washington with more.
Yeah, so that's Ukraine.
Sources tell ABC News Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's team is working on a new agreement with the U.S. that would give the U.S. revenue from some of their natural resources. A Ukrainian official describing the deal as a work.
He wants us to promise that we'll step in in a combative manner if there is another invasion in the future.
In progress. It comes after Ukraine rejected the U.S.'s first offer last week. According to Ukrainian officials, it would have given the U.S. 50% of revenue from Ukraine's resources forever, without any promise of future security.
Here's the bottom line. President Zelensky is going to sign that deal.
National Security Advisor Mike Waltz at the Conservative Political Action Conference today.
What better could you have for Ukraine than to be in an economic partnership with the United States, number one? What better could you have for Ukraine to stop the killing, number two? And you know what? We have an obligation to you all, the American taxpayer, to recoup the hundreds of billions of dollars that have been invested in this war.
Trump has intensified his rhetoric on Zelensky, falsely blaming Ukraine for starting the war with Russia and falsely calling Zelensky a dictator.
Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left.
Zelensky then accusing Trump of living in a Russian disinformation space. Waltz yesterday saying a part of the Trump administration's frustration comes from Zelensky rejecting the U.S.'s initial offer on mineral resources. U.S. envoy to Ukraine Keith Kellogg is in Kyiv.
What does Ukrainian formal wear look like, dog?
Zelensky says that meeting restored hope. He says economic interests and security interests should always go hand in hand.
My man came and picked up $1 billion check and a sweater, dog, and some cargo pants. Every time I see this man, I'm like, what does professional attire look like in Ukraine?
A Ukrainian official says it was after that meeting between Kellogg and Zelensky when Ukraine started working on an updated agreement. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.